As a female online business owner with dreams of more income, more impact, and more freedom, you know there's more potential in your business waiting to be unlocked. But figuring out how to shape and transform your biz and get seen, loved, selling, and scaling can feel like, well, a mystery. So how do you cut through the noise, create offers that deeply resonate, sell and scale without you always being on, all while creating a life you love? That is exactly what this show is about. Welcome to Seen, Loved, Selling, Scale. I'm Corinda, your small biz marketing sidekick, digital offer strategist, and online biz bestie. With tens of thousands of digital offers sold, tens of thousands of people helped, and millions of dollars in revenue generated in my own business as a small business owner. And through this podcast, I am here to share it all. You'll gain clear, actionable insights, strategies, and shortcuts to master your online marketing, build scalable online offers, and create a business model that works for you as much as it works for your people, so you can grow your income, amplify your impact, and free up more of your time. Let's get started. Hello there, and a massive welcome to you. Welcome to the origin episode of Seen, Loved, Selling, Scale. My name is Corinda, and I am beyond thrilled to have you here for this very first episode where we are going to go behind the scenes of the framework that has truly become the foundation of my business, the foundation of my approach, the foundation of the way I help other people see success, and now the foundation of this podcast. So Seen, Loved, Selling, Scale is truly the methodology that I live by in my business to create more income, more impact, more freedom, more fun, and more clarity. I really do know that as an online business owner with big dreams of creating more income, more impact, more freedom, that you likely know what it feels like to be stuck or uncertain about the next steps. Maybe you're constantly second guessing yourself or third guessing yourself, doing mental gymnastics, trying to figure out what to focus on, or maybe you feel like you're putting the work in, but you're just not seeing the results you want. And I get that sometimes it can feel so complicated, and we can be looking around thinking, why am I putting in all of this work and not seeing the outcome? Or I just don't know where to put the work to get the outcomes. And here is the truth that I have really discovered from the time that I created my first small business 10 years ago now. Thank you to Facebook Memories for reminding me of that on the 17th of October, 2024, that I had officially been in entrepreneurship for 10 years when I went Facebook official by posting my very first business card as my very first business post for my very first official business. I had been freelancing before then. But over this time, I have realized that business can be a lot simpler and a lot more focused when we have a clear framework to follow. And even in your niche right now, you might be like, yes, exactly. In what I do, when I have a clear framework, it helps me to get the work done quicker or my clients to succeed. And it is no different for building and scaling our own business as well. Sometimes all we really need is a way to break down what actually matters and give us direction. Whether you're working on an offer, whether you're building an entire business, or whether you're trying to have success with something that's already in motion, I truly believe the framework of Seen, Loved, Selling, Scale is what is going to help you see success, and it has certainly helped myself as well. So why Seen, Loved, Selling, and Scale, and where did this framework come from, and why does it matter so much? So for those first years in business, for my first few businesses, my first few side hustles, I really mastered the art of getting seen, loved, and selling. And it was through trial and error and, feeling unseen and struggling to have my offers connect and feeling unsure about selling that I started really refining my own marketing, which for anyone in the Content Mastery Club will know is the base, build, boost strategy. And this is what gets us seen, loved, and selling step by step. And I really mastered getting seen, loved, and selling. And when I moved into This Is Co in 2020, I got seen, loved, and selling again. And in fact, I seen, loved, and sold myself into what I now call the golden cage. And essentially, what that is that I had the visibility, I had the brand, I had the sales techniques, and what I thought were the right offers at the time. And I had completely sold out. And instead of having a celebration, I really realized that not all growth is necessarily good growth for where I wanted to be, for the life that I wanted to live, for the income that I wanted to have, the impact I wanted to have, and the freedom of flexibility that I wanted, that I really dreamed came with owning my own business. And I went from working a 9 to 5 to a 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I really sat with myself and I thought, okay, so I'd coined seen, love, selling. And that was now the methodology at This Is Co. And this is what I was teaching. And do not get me wrong, there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to be a service-based business owner, wanting to be a product-based business owner, and selling out, capping out. That is absolutely okay. There are so many people in the world that are happy with that. And I love and respect that. And I want us all to create our own version of success. But I also know there's another portion of business owners out there that don't want those caps, that want to be able to scale infinitely, if you will, to where they see their own version of success in terms of larger income than they thought possible, larger impact that they thought possible. And I was one of those people. And I thought to myself, something has to change. So I've gotten seen, loved, and selling. I'm ticking this off, but this can't scale. And it was at that time in 2020 that I started looking for ways in which I could shape my marketing, shape my offers, shape me as a person to be able to now scale the business further. And fast forward, spoiler alert, into the future, I've now been able to do that. And I've coined the term seen, loved, selling, scale as the framework to really build with such clarity and confidence this scalable business, this online or digital based business that really is the business that you have been dreaming of, that I had been dreaming of. And this is now the underlying compass for everything I do. And when I'm helping people decide what they should do, it is the underlying audit and action plan that I really look at in other people's businesses and teach other people to look at in their businesses in order to see this success, to see the sales come in, to see more outcomes for less energy in, and then to be able to scale it up. And so now in this podcast, you can also expect to be walked through how to get seen, loved, selling, and scale. Each episode of Seen, Love, Selling, and Scale, the podcast, will be grounded in one of these pillars, supporting you to create success by focusing on what truly matters. Whether it's your marketing, your offers, big picture strategies to micro strategies in any one of these pillars, this show is really here to give you the clarity and confidence and momentum to grow this type of business that serves you as much as it serves the people that you have made it for. So without further ado, let us dive in and break down the pillars of seen, loved, selling, scale. These pillars, I want you to walk away at the end of this episode being able to have a framework that you come back to time and time again when you're thinking, what is my next step? What do I need to be focused on? Or if you're not seeing the success that you want at the moment, to audit the elements of being seen, being loved, getting selling, and then being able to scale and really determine what area it is or areas that you can be focusing at the moment that you think are that area for opportunity in order to achieve the results you want. So let's dive in. So the very first area that every single business should be looking at when they are trying to make their business succeed, when they're trying to make their offer succeed, is getting seen. For anyone that's worked with me long enough, you've likely heard me say 1,000 times over, you can't sell a secret. But you've also likely heard me say 1,000 times over that businesses aren't built on followers and on viral videos. They are built getting seen by the right people, the right amount. And I truly stand by that. And when we're looking at getting seen in businesses, we really need to just be balanced and level-headed and really logical about this and ask ourselves, Am I trying to sell a secret? Is nobody seeing me at the moment? And if that is the case, then you need to put visibility strategies in place, and that's going to come through marketing. And no, spoiler alert, I don't just mean going viral on Instagram or getting seen there organically. While I absolutely love organic marketing, and yes, organic marketing does play a really strong income stream in my business, I am not a person that is going to recommend that you are out there only trying to build your only traffic system via Instagram, via Facebook, via TikTok, unless you are really, really passionate and skilled at content creation and it is something that lights you up. Doing or trying to get the amount of traffic that an average business needs on organic social media alone, unless you're selling really, really, really high ticket types of elements where you only need really low traffic, you are likely going to get stuck and stagnant very, very quickly. So in business, it's really important to understand how much visibility you actually need to sell an offer and then almost reverse engineer it in a way to figure out how you can get that visibility. And most of the time that will start by understanding when you are doing the best job possible at organic for your business. So you have a killer brand, you are using killer, strategies on social media. When you are out there and you are doing those things to your bandwidth, to your ability, what is the visibility that you are getting? And then where is the gap for the visibility that you need? And then how are you going to fill that gap? And there are so many beautiful ways that are actually so achievable for small business owners. But so often I really do see people thinking, I'm just going to keep doing more and more on social media. And what I see is that leading to burnout, that leading to people being totally bummed, thinking that their business is never going to take off. And that's certainly realistically not always being sustainable, or dare I say it, as you are maturing in business and wanting more momentum, it's not necessarily always the actual, in inverted commas, smartest approach to building a more sustainable business. Unless, of course, as I said before, you are that killer content creator personality type where everything you touch turns to gold and you're in a niche that just totally consumes content. Otherwise, social media may need to be one traffic channel in a suite of smart, beautiful, sustainable things for you. And certainly we are going to explore that in this podcast, from things like getting seen other ways organically, whether that be SEO, whether that be collaboration, whether that be email marketing, or whether it is time to crank things up another level and step into paid marketing and marketing on autopilot and even things like affiliate marketing. But what I really want you to take away from this scene pillar is when you feel like you are not seeing the success that you want in business, the first place you need to go is asking yourself, are people seeing what I'm doing? And then being realistic and asking yourself, am I being seen at the rate that I need? For example, an average sales page converts at 2 to 5%. So that means if you wanted 5 sales, you would need to send 100 of the rightish people to that sales page in order to hit that goal. And so we're going to explore lots of things about that, but I also encourage you to always hold this as a pillar in your own business and brain as well. And then that leads us to pillar number 2, which is the loved pillar. I think one of my biggest lessons from the last decade, and then certainly the biggest area, or one of the biggest areas that I have focused on in my career, is really to stop asking ourselves what we need to be doing to make sales and start asking ourselves who we need to be the person that people want to buy from. And I don't necessarily mean a personal brand here, although that certainly can be part of it. I literally mean what your brand as a whole is, what it feels like, what it stands for, what are its points of differences in the world. I really mean having something that people can feel an emotional connection to. And in episode 3, we're actually really going to dive deep into the art of storytelling and how storytelling really helps us to get that loved feeling, not just on social media, not just on our website, not just in our offers, but across everything. Our brand matters so much, and it matters so much in our offers too. And we so often don't realize it. In a world of ChatGPT and Google and endless online resources, I often get asked, well, why would anyone buy this? And I'm always saying it's because they can only get this from you when it's delivered from your brand, with your story, with your secret sauce. Unless for some reason you have bundled that up and put it on YouTube, or you've given it away for free on the website before or something like that, people cannot get what you are selling unless you have put it out there. And that's really something that I think that not enough people are focusing on. And I certainly know that whenever there is an offer or wherever I'm in a lower period in business, I have to go back and ask myself, who am I being and why would people want to buy from me right now? Am I sharing stories? Am I talking about methods and vehicles and strategies and particular ways that I approach things? Do I have a clear voice, vibe, and values? Am I creating connection and trust? Certainly at that top of funnel. So like on social media, in my content, but also am I going deeper? Am I really sharing stories through emails? Do I have a podcast where I can speak to people deeper? Do my sales pages, as people start to move down the sales page, does it really create connection and trust through sections that have secret sauce? Am I removing risk for people and giving them reasons to love me? And then am I creating offers that my audience love as well? Because that's part of it. An audience will love us if we are hearing them, if we are feeling them, if we know what is in their head and their heart, and we are serving up an offer suite that speaks straight to that. And again, one of those things that if you have worked with me for a while, you'll hear me say this a lot, and that is our business is only as strong as our understanding of our ideal customer and client. And the reason for that is at any touch point in our business, be it our social media, be it our emails, be it our website, be it our USP, be it what our offers are, how we talk about them. If we don't understand that person's pain points, desires, aspirations, language, situations they're feeling, our offers and our content will always feel a little bit flat. So I want you to really use this pillar to ask yourself, am I being the person that people want to buy from? Am I being the brand people want to buy from? Am I showing that online? Am I really putting that out there at every touch point? And am I making my people feel loved as well? Do they feel like I know them intimately? And that's really something that we are going to dive deep, deep, deep into this podcast, because it is not just what makes your marketing work. It's what makes your offers work as well. Not just the right type of offer, but why people need this offer from you, why they cannot get this from ChatGPT or Google. And I cannot wait to explore this further, particularly kicking off in episode 3 of this podcast and then many other podcast episodes to come. Which then brings us to our next pillar, which is selling. And this one really dives into our offers and conversion. So once I know I'm getting traffic, once I know I'm being the person people want to buy from, and I'm showing my customers and community that they are so loved, I then do need to actually look at the how am I selling this? And this is when the how comes in. And this is really about looking at things really incrementally to be like, okay, I'm getting seen. I know I'm getting loved. I have that connection, but this just isn't selling. What could it be? And is it the pricing strategy? Is it really the customer journey and the way that you're taking people to that offer or from one offer to the next? Because our customer journey is absolutely so important, specifically in a digital business where my methodology is to actually build a value ladder where we have our customer journey from A to Z of how they move through our world. We break that up into A to B, which is normally like an entry level product. And then we start breaking that down into a couple of other chunks, which then become our offers that people move through one by one. And we want to move people into that customer journey, sometimes called a funnel, right? But into that customer journey, into our offer suite, into our value ladder, whatever word you want to use to explain that. They're all right. There's no wrongs here, right? And so you need to move people in and then keep them moving on. So that can be done through things like evergreen automation. It can be done through things like live launching. It can be done simply by embedding an invite at the end of one offer into the next offer. But what we actually really need to explore is what is the best way for my audience, for my offers, for my energy, for the lifestyle I want to be doing this. And we want to find that sweet spot to actually sell our offers. And this is where we really want to look at the what. How am I selling? What am I selling? Am I selling it in the best way? Should I be trying something else? Should I be experimenting? What is my data telling me? I can't tell you the amount of different ways that I have sold throughout my business journey. Also remembering that I have sold so many different things, and I'm sure we'll get into that in another episode later on. But I've also helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of niches sell as well. But it's always the same question. Are we saying the right things? Are we pricing things at the right price? And do we have the right number of touch points to really help somebody to be able to see, this is for me. I'm very comfortable. I can see everything there. It's really speaking to me. I see the perceived value in that price point, and now I am ready to purchase. This is really what we want to be considering, and I can't wait to share more about the strategies that I've used in my business, particularly as I have got my value ladder and my digital business selling, and then also the different strategies that you can try in your business and explore different things for selling as well. But I really want you to always be considering if you are getting the right traffic, if you know that you are getting loved and that you have a brand that is connecting and your offers are connecting and you're showing love to people, then it really is time to audit in your business. How am I getting selling? And to dive in and to look at the sales system, the sales funnel, the customer journey, whatever it is that you have set up right now, and break that down into each of the individual parts and really start to ask yourself, do I have enough parts? So for example, I might be able to take someone from one offer to the next offer simply with a set of 4 or 5 emails. But I might think to myself, those 4 or 5 emails aren't working. Maybe I need to speak differently in them. Maybe I need to create urgency or scarcity. Or maybe someone actually needs more nurturing from me in their journey to understand why they need this next offer. And then I might do something like a live webinar, an evergreen webinar, a private podcast, a set of emails that challenge people instead of selling people first. There are all of these different elements that you can actually start instead of thinking this isn't selling, I haven't got any outcomes, this is a failure or whatever that might be. All that time spent, making that offer is ruined. What we actually really want to look at is seen, loved, selling. And then once we are seen, loved, and selling, we really want to start to look at scaling. And there are really 3 beautiful parts that go into scaling. I believe it is really about making sure you have the right offers that can scale, the right marketing that can scale, and the right you that is ready to scale and really is of the mindset to go into this and make it happen. And so when I say the right offers, I'm really talking about that scalable business model and offer ladder. So right now, you might be where I was a few years ago in 2020, where I didn't have a scalable offer suite and I needed to find a way that I could take my knowledge, take my skills, take my methods in when I was doing things for people and really transform that in a way that I was able to package that up and either do it for people, but in a passive or semi-passive way, or teach people, show people, empower people to do this themselves, or do it with people, but in a group type setting. So those are really some of the ways that we can first start to really look at scaling our business to that business where we can work the same amount of hours per day, Or if you are like me and you're working too many hours, it's certainly about how you can work less hours, how you can work hours on your own terms, how you can not always be on, but be bringing income in and sending impact out. It's really about identifying these offers and this offer suite that allows you to create this amazing outcome for your client, an amazing business for yourself. I say that it feels good on the inside, it does good on the outside, and it earns a whole pile of income while doing it too. And that's really the sweet spot, if that's your version of success that we want to be aiming for. And I know certainly for myself, I had to start transforming just some of my services into these low ticket digital offers to begin with. Then that gave me the passive income, the semi-passive income to start letting go of some of those one-to-one services I was offering and then developing the next stage of my customer journey. And then again, once I had launched that program, moving people from my low ticket offers into this next program, which you now see as the Content Mastery Club at This Is Co., it was then about stepping back even further from that one-to-one, giving me room to go to that next offer, which is now the Scalable Business School. So it really is about having this vision for transformation and this understanding of how to scale and just chipping away at it bit by bit, continuing getting seen, loved, and selling for these non-scalable or scalable offers, and then really making sure that you are putting this infrastructure in place. And then once we've got that infrastructure, as I spoke about and touched about before, it really is about actually doing less, but getting more results in business. So it's really looking at systems that you can put in place. It's looking at automation. It's looking at scaling without burnout, which can certainly actually mean reviewing your selling strategies and those types of things. It's about intentionally creating space for life through the offers that you decide to create, because the offers that we create directly impact what our days, weeks, months, and years look like. Success is really intentional, and so are our schedules. And you get to take more control of that once you really focus on this scaling pillar and audit or take action around building a business that actually gives you the life that you want through the offers that are going to allow that. And then on top of that as well, it really is that mindset and personal growth for succeeding and scaling. So really how to develop the mindset needed for scaling a business. And one of the biggest things that comes to mind while talking about this is, the idea that there's no such thing as failure, that there's only insights or outcomes. And I spoke about that before in the selling piece, where you might have an offer that's not selling and the current way that you're doing it is with 4 emails. Well, we have the insights there to be like, okay, so from our data, from this, from that, I can see that this isn't working. It's pointing me in the direction that I have an opportunity to do this or do that. It's not a failure in any way, shape, or form if we don't get an offer selling. It is literally just feedback and direction to where we are going to get the best sales model, which then allows us to scale. But the thing is, right, that we have to have this mindset. I actually see so many business owners stop themselves scaling even when they've got these really great offer suites because of this feeling of failure, because of this, I don't want to say lack of perseverance, but we certainly need to have that mindset of grit and determination and perseverance when we are trying to scale our businesses, because there's going to be a lot of times where things don't work for the 3rd, 4th, or 5th time. And you're only maybe one more time away from striking success, but that is often the time where people do give up. So scaling that business, when I'm looking at this element, when I'm looking through people's businesses, the way that I've shaped my own business is certainly about having that right business model. I'm really excited in episode 2 and lots of episodes onwards to talk about how you can actually find that customer journey and break down that business model. Then it is really about that balance, finding those systems, automation, strategies for operating, how you can scale in ways that you like without burnout, and building those offers that support you to have the space, and then also who you are in this process. So offers, marketing, and you is what you really want to be focusing on bringing together at that more intentional stage with that vision to scale. So there you have it. That is the Seen, Loved, Scale methodology. That is the Seen, Loved, Scale compass. That is the Seen, Loved, Scale foundation that I really hope helps you to take that step back and start to get clarity. And each time there is something happening in your online business, I want you to ask yourself, am I getting seen? Am I getting loved? Am I getting selling? And am I set up and taking the right actions to scale? And this is exactly what this show and everything I do at This Is Co and This Is Corinda is here to help you with. This podcast, through every episode, we are going to dive into one or more of these pillars, whether we're talking about marketing, crafting offers, building a sustainable business as a whole. My goal is to support you in getting visible, in building connections and brands and offers that people love and are loyal to, and building and selling and scaling a business as a whole, and having that support for you, those insights for your marketing, and those, secret offer explosions that you deserve as a whole. And so I want this podcast to be a place where you can come back to each week and get insights, strategy, and support that you need and deserve to grow. Even if you are getting seen right now, I hope that I can help you to make it a little bit easier, make it a little bit faster, make it a little bit less effort. And this is the case for every single one of these pillars. So if you're ready to bring some clarity, direction, momentum, extra insights to your business, if you're ready to see more of your version of success, then you are in the right place. And I cannot wait to be on this journey with you on the Seen, Loved, Selling, Scale podcast. A big thank you to you for listening and for joining in on this first episode. I now can't wait to see you in episodes 1, 2, and 3, where we are going to start diving even deeper into our low ticket offers, into our actual offer suites, and then into ways that you can have your brand and offers be even more loved through the power of storytelling. Now, before I forget, I want to celebrate with you the launch of my show by doing an exciting giveaway. There's going to be 3 winners, and the prize, this is the best part, it is actually of your choice. You can choose between a free annual membership in the Content Mastery Club worth $555 if you're wanting to get seen, loved, and selling in any type of business through content marketing. Or you could put that $555 towards the Scalable Business School, my newest offer, which is the place if you want to take your knowledge and transform this into an offer suite that seriously creates you a business with more income, more impact, and more freedom, and how to get that seen, loved, selling, and scaling with more ease, all in the one place. The choice is yours between the 2 offers for what is right for you. So to enter, I've made this super easy for you. All you need to do is follow this podcast, give it a 5-star rating, and leave a review on Apple Podcast, what you're thinking about the show so far. And before you hit submit, take a screenshot of that review and send it to me via DM on Instagram. So either DM that to This Is Co or This Is Corinda, either account doesn't matter. And that is you entering. And then for a bonus entry is you can screenshot any one of these first 3 episodes, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me. So again, I'm at This Is Co or This Is Corinda, and you can tag either account for that bonus entry. And if you don't have an Apple device, that is absolutely okay. Send me a DM on Instagram about what you love about the show. The giveaway ends on Tuesday, the 3rd of December, 2024, and I'll be announcing the winner on my Instagram stories on both accounts on Wednesday, 4th of December, 2024. And I'll be sure to send you a personal DM to let you know if you are one of the lucky winners and have you pick your prize. I've put all of these details in the show notes for you to make it even easier, and I can't wait to catch you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Seen, Love, Selling, Scale podcast. I hope today's episode left you feeling inspired, fired up, and empowered to make serious moves that align with your goals and version of success, both in life and business. If you loved what you heard, head over to www.thisisco.com.au to find all the links and resources mentioned in today's episode. And if you aren't already following the show, make sure you hit that follow button so you never miss a future episode when it drops. I'll see you again next week, same time, same place, same goal to get you seen, loved, selling, and scaling. See you then.